So basically today I'll be posting my first video ever. This isn't gonna be my intro or anything. I'm just gonna get right into what my heading says. So this is for all the millennials and the 2000 babies. Making this video because I feel like not a lot of people talk about this, and it should be talked about because I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. You may be thinking like, how old are you? I look really small, but I'm 20 years old, so have a little bit of experience with what I'm going to be talking about today. The first thing that I want to talk about is seniors in high school. So all these 2000 babies that are turning into seniors, juniors, that kind of thing. So you're thinking about college now, like, where am I going to go to college? You know, you want to keep your GPA high because you want to get into that big university and study whatever it is that you want to study. But if you don't have a plan, I'm making this video for you because I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was going to do until probably 2 weeks before I actually went to graduate and walk on the stage and get my diploma. So here's what I want to tell you. You know the boards that are on like high schools, and they have like, oh, this many people from this class is going to this university. My name was never on that board because I couldn't make a decision. Am I gonna go to this school? Am I gonna go to this school? Am I gonna go to a university? Am I gonna go to a community college to save money? Those type of things that you think about, you know. Some people, it's not a choice. Some people are like, oh, their dad went there, their mom went there, now I have to go there. So what I want to tell you is, it's okay to not have a plan at that moment. I didn't have a plan. I wasn't on that board. I literally made my decision at the very last moment that I was going to be going to a community college instead of a university to save money. And I did that because it was the smartest thing. I'm not going to take my generals at a university when I could save thousands of dollars by doing my generals at a community college first. I didn't know what I was going to study till 2 weeks before my graduation date because of my, so I don't know if a lot of schools have this, but I was in a high school where you could go to a community college for the second half of the day and take a class. I was in one of those, and my teacher, I was studying for a pharmacy technician. I can tell you this, I did not go into pharmacy school, or like, I decided right away I didn't want to be a tech or a pharmacist, even though they make a lot of money. But she helped me. I went to her class even after, you know how seniors get out early. I went to her class during that little break that you get, and I was like, I need help, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was in high school, I was taking engineering classes. I was like a honor roll student, but I don't know, somewhere like in me, I knew I wanted to be in medical and health. So then she was like, you know what, sit down. She sat me down, got me one of those like laptops that they hand out for class, and she was like, take this survey. I took about 3 different surveys, and it like basically brought up where it overlaps engineering and medical. So I think the most common one was like medical engineering, but that was like really fancy for me. I didn't want to do that. Before, when I was younger, I thought about being a radiologist, but then that changed. I had a lot of career like changes during when I was younger to when I was in middle school to when I was in high school. But one that caught my eye was prosthetics and orthotics, which is artificial limbs and braces. So that one crossed both because you can make the devices, but you're also helping people medically. You know, they don't have an arm, they don't have a leg. You can help with those things. So basically what I'm trying to say is that it's okay not to know. I was never on that board of colleges, with the list of names. I didn't know what I was gonna do. People would ask me all the time. And I'm just like, I don't know yet. But those surveys did help me, so if you're stuck, try to figure out what you like to do. I like working with my hands a lot. I like creating my own things, so that's why I chose this. But I also knew that I wanted to make a difference in people's lives and try to help others as much as I could. So that's why I knew I was meant to be in the medical field. So just take that into consideration as you're going into your freshman year of college. The second thing that I want to talk about is what you're going to study. A lot of people don't have a choice. They're stamped hey, my mom's a nurse, my dad's a nurse. I gotta go study to be a nurse. You should definitely study what you want to study, not what someone else is telling you to study. Just because if you're studying something you don't like, you're gonna do bad. When you were when teachers made you read books in high school, you wouldn't read them. Why? Because it wasn't what you wanted to read. But when you find books on things that you like, you end up reading them because it intrigues you. This is the same kind of correlation that I believe in. So you shouldn't, I know it's hard, breaking off that tradition or whatnot, but you should definitely study what you want to study. My parents never really made it to college, so they're not that tough on me. They are very supportive on all the career changes that I've had since a little kid to wanting to be a doctor, radiologist, pharmacist, all of these things. But I think I really settled on doing prosthetics and orthotics. So definitely pick what you want to do, because that's probably the most important thing, that you're not trying to live someone else's life through your own. The third thing that I want to talk about is student debt. So trying to go through the years here. So I'm only 20 years old. I've been in college. It's gonna be my third year. The first 2 years that I've already went through, I managed to have zero debt. I just paid off my credit card not too long ago. Feels great to be debt free. But one thing that I do want to emphasize is that even when I was in middle school, 8th grade, my teachers there, that's all they would talk about is paying their student debt with their check that they were getting from being a teacher. And it's been an issue since then, since they were in college, so it's been a century probably, where student debt is a big problem, a big issue. So I would encourage you guys to try and make smart decisions about where you're going so that you don't have that much debt. Or, excuse me, you can make a payment plan so you don't, the people who go to college and don't pay anything until they're done. They're in debt for 60 grand for 4 years, 80 grand for 4 years, 100 grand for 4 years, or it's 50 grand for every semester. Those types of things you want to take into consideration. And when you get out, are you going to be able to afford these payments if you don't work while you're in college? That's very important. I chose to pay as I go to college, so I am working. I think I'm doing okay part-time and part-time. I finished my generals my first year of college. I went to a community college. Second year I went to another college that was had a program with orthotics and prosthetics. That one was a little bit more expensive, so I did work a little bit more, but I was still able to pay that off. Even Cardi B said it. I don't know if you guys know her, but she said, no matter what, you should always be making money to sustain whatever it is you want to sustain in life, whether that's make a business, go to college. You should always be making money to support yourself, and so you don't get left with so much debt in your life where you feel crippled. Like, oh, I can't do this because I have to pay my debt. College debt is like something very serious. If your college is getting paid, congratulations for you. You can stop the video from the third point, but I know it's a big thing in the United States, and you should look into how much school will be costing you, how much you want to be working, how much you'll be comfortable with working. That's why I chose part-time and part-time. But like full-time working and part-time school, I would kind of push school to the side instead of making that a priority. I want to emphasize that being lost your senior year is okay. Not knowing what you want to do in life is alright as well. I mean, you go as you learn, and honestly, been reading or watching and reading a lot of entrepreneur things, to start your business up and things like that. You should really find what completes you and your heart first to really set what you want to do for life. Whether that's work for someone else, create your own business, help people solve a world problem. Dirty water, somebody solve that problem. In third world countries, just be patient. Don't freak out if you don't know what you want to do. It's going to be okay. One day you're going to realize, hey, I like doing this. Hey, waking up every morning to go to my job, I don't hate it. Like, I want to wake up at 5 in the morning to get ready. I want to wake up and go to the gym because it makes me feel better. Those kind of things, when they click, it's amazing. So just be patient. It's okay if you're lost. Be smart about the choices you pick for college, and make sure you won't be one of those people who are crippled by their student debt because they weren't paying it off while they were in school.